Good morning. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's, you motherfuckers. Who do you love? Who do you love today? Who's getting your Valentine's? Good morning. I hope you guys all had a pleasure-filled weekend. We got one more day of this pleasure. Valentine's Day is here. How many of you run around still buying chocolates, still trying to find them roses, flowers? Man, I had a great weekend. It was funny as hell, though. Listen to all these people, man. Y'all are funny. This is hilarious stuff that I hear, especially this weekend, man. Just listening to people communicate. Communication, it's really interesting when you're not having to maintain a relationship and you go to public places, you overhear some shit, man. It's crazy what we talking about in this day and age. Again, good morning. Welcome. It's the All On Me morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg Scargill. We talk about what? 10 years of fucking sobriety, 10 years of transformation here every single day. Every day we begin on here. No fucking excuses, right? Lots of curse words, lots of truth bombs, lots of F-bombs. But I had an amazing weekend. I hope you had an amazing weekend too. Whatever that means to you, I hope you enjoyed your time with people you care about or even just yourself, because who do you love? Who do you love? Right? Are you waking up today on a Monday morning excited for life, excited for work, excited for that career you have, excited to love somebody super special to you, right? You get to love somebody, or are you someone that's just settling, you wanting to change people to make the situation better. Anybody like that? Anybody trying to constantly trying to get other people to improve who they are so they can be a better fit for you? That's manipulation. You know that, right? If someone just don't come like that and you have to constantly be trying to get them to evolve into something different, change their behavior, change their patterns, change their thinking, right? Change their style, right? Change their habits. That's manipulation, right? There's probably a better fit for you in this world where you don't got to change somebody. Because if you change somebody, right, they could change right back. People don't naturally want to change, right? We don't actually want to change. But you got to. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to get to 10 years of fucking transformation, 10 years of life transformation, right? Is the expectation that we're all going to be perfect people? You have a perfect body, perfect fucking life? No. Transformation is about truly just acceptance of your story, of your life, your limits, your abilities, your strengths, your weaknesses, the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. And then starting from there and saying, how do I improve? How can I become better each and every day? How do I not just mail it in, right? This past weekend, amazing. Tons of self-care for me, right? Some of y'all self-care sucking down chicken wings, snacks and drinks, high fives, celebrating shit. Man, I can't believe all you motherfuckers acting like the halftime show. Fucking Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, man. Biggest shit you've ever seen. Get the fuck out of here, man. You can watch that shit any time of day. Any time of day. Turn my dumb ass off and go watch more Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem fucking concerts. It's on YouTube, man. Go watch that shit. Quit acting like it's the biggest fucking thing you ever seen. But that's how shallow we are, right? We got to be entertained. We can't just entertain ourselves. We can't just occupy ourselves, right? It's always got to be entertaining. We always got to be entertained. It's like little children. We got to be taken care of. Got to have our minds on a distraction. Like, oh my God, that was the biggest fucking event of history. Human history, the biggest event was the fucking halftime show. Bunch of old school fucking rap artists, man. All those dudes some badass motherfuckers, but what the fuck? You can watch them any fucking time or day. Day and night, 24 hours a day, you could watch fucking replays of either that concert or any fucking concert they've ever done. And we acted like it's the biggest fucking thing we've ever seen. That tells us the state of our fucking world. You know, I'm sitting there. So this weekend, I did 2 fucking really big things for me, right? Because who do I love, right? This whole story about it's all on me, man. For too many fucking years, I didn't love myself, you guys. That's why I'm so passionate about this shit now, right? I didn't know what it was to love myself, right? And if we get real talk, right, most of us, when it's like self-love, we just think it's masturbation, jerking off, fucking whatever, man. Dildos, I don't know. We talking real on a fucking Monday morning. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Right? But that's just pleasure. No, self-love is really cultivating a relationship with yourself. Looking in the mirror, right? Before you go and wish someone else, unless you're fortunate, you got the love of your life that you wake up next to every day. You can embrace, you spend some time together, hold each other. That's great. Most of us, even in those relationships, you know, we put on the act, we fake in the funk, especially on a Valentine's Day. We fought all weekend. Anybody been there? You fight all weekend and somehow you try and make up for Valentine's Day, right? Just to try and preserve the memory, preserve the image, right, of being loved, what that means. Because again, we have to have someone else validate ourselves as being lovable, right? And having a feeling of being loved and accepted by another human being, even though we miserable as fuck the rest of the year, except for what? Christmas, birthdays, Valentine's Day. There's a lot of people, they stress the fuck out. But it's about self-love. And that's not just jerking off and masturbating or whatever the fuck, right? That's all pleasure. Real self-love is having a relationship, is really like accepting yourself, communicating with yourself, doing things for you that make you feel good, that make you feel alive, right? Spending time with yourself, right? You could be married. You could be in a long-term relationship and you still, right? You still need to have time to yourself to love and cultivate the relationship with yourself. And I'm telling you this because for too many years, 40 plus years, man, I didn't really even understand what the fuck that was. Self-love, having a relationship with myself, being able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I love you, Greg. Boom, high five. I love you, man. I care about you and really mean it. And a lot of you probably can't even do that. A lot of you probably ain't even thought about doing that. You're like, what? That's weird. No, it ain't. You can tell every other motherfucker you love them, right? But you need to love yourself. And what I realized is the love that I've always tried to seek from someone else, from outside of myself, right? It's like chasing a fucking ghost. It's chasing after a mirage. Anybody ever driven through the desert and you kind of see the mirage, right? And the closer that you get, the farther it goes. It just constantly moves out of your reach, out of your grasp. You don't actually reach it. It's an illusion. And I think it's the same when we're trying to seek for someone else to complete us, right? Just that whole Disney story that somehow life isn't complete. Life is not fulfilled unless we have a partner and we have this romance, right? And I've been through a lot. I'm a very romantic person. And this weekend, right? If I was in a relationship, I probably would have done everything that I did this weekend. So that's real talk. If I was in a relationship with someone I really care about, I probably would have tried to have done the exact same things that I did this weekend. But I would have been doing it with someone else and I would have been having to manage the relationship and have that connection with that person. But I would have wanted to suggest, hey, let's go get massages, right? Let's do self-care together. I would have suggested, hey, let's go to the fucking hot springs. Let's go do self-care together. Mindfulness, wellness. Let's spend time together, taking care of our lives. That's the exact same thing that I would have wanted to do, but with someone I care about. So it tells you a lot about the type of person that I'm looking for, is someone that's going to actually still make that a priority, that we don't bring each other down, right? That this is the lifestyle, man. This is a lifestyle. So that's the whole thing, guys, is like the very thing that you would want to do tonight with the person you love. If that person ain't there, just imagine what that would be. Going out to dinner, right? Going up to a high place in the city, overlooking the city landscape at night, the twinkling lights. I mean, if that's something that you would want to do with someone, right? To show them, you know, a romantic side and have a romantic evening, right? With intimacy and stuff, like to go and do that with yourself and to be mindful about it. That's basically what I did. Now, the only difference is when you do this stuff solo, right? I'm sure a lot of fucking people, a lot of couples yesterday at the hot springs looking at me like, who the fuck's this guy? Why aren't you with somebody, man? What's wrong with you? But it's so freeing when you don't care. I'm not trying to fucking be, I'm not worried about any of that. And the way that you're able to, I don't know, you tune into some conversations, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, the conversations, right? There wasn't clearly there's not like a lot of dudes hanging out. Like there was a few kind of like two bros hanging out, broskies that I talked to, they were hanging out. There's a couple of us lone wolves out there, a lot of couples. The one thing I seen yesterday was a lot of girl groups, right? Lots of girls, lots of women, you know, kind of going out there with their little groups. And just overhearing some of these conversations, man, it was very enlightening to what y'all are talking about, man. It's like managing relationships it's an interesting thing, right? It's a very interesting thing. It's a taxing, it's draining. Managing relationships is draining if y'all don't realize that. Like it takes a shit ton of effort. And I don't think you realize it until you're actually not in that. And then you're sitting there and you're observing and kind of just trying to, I'm just mindful of myself. I'm not just eavesdropping on people, but there are some times where you just kind of come to and you overhear a little bit of a conversation, the context, what are people talking about? And it's very interesting to me, right? You know, it seemed like in a lot of the women groups, it seems like, you know, they talk a lot about their relationships, right? Right, ladies? Let's be honest. Y'all talk a lot about your fucking relationships, right? Y'all chalking up what your boyfriend does versus her boyfriend versus her boyfriend. That's interesting shit that y'all talk like that so much. And I'm sure y'all do this, right? It was good to hear people talk about the health and wellness. You know, those were probably some of the stronger groups, but the ones that just talk about their boyfriends. And a lot of you boyfriends, man, y'all motherfuckers thought you were going to get the reservation for Valentine's Day. Too late. You waited till the last minute, motherfucker. All that shit sold out. It's booked. I heard a lot of complaints, man. These ladies complaining yesterday about fucking dudes not taking the initiative, motherfuckers. The fuck's wrong with you, men? You call yourself men? You wait till the last minute? How are you supposed to kindle fucking romance and intimacy, right? Sexual fucking energy, man, when you just like you got your woman having to fucking pull you to do shit, man. I'm sorry, I'm old school, right? Some of y'all motherfuckers, oh, it's got to be equal. Oh, you know, she needs to put in the effort too. Yeah, there's some of that. Like there are places where we equalize, but when it comes to dating, I'm fucking super old school, man. You motherfucking men need to take some initiative, right? And this probably music to some of these girls, these ladies' ears. Some of you girls are like, fuck, man, I wish. Does that exist? It should. I don't know what the fuck happened to all these dudes. They probably got their hearts broken, ladies. Right? That's why the dating game is so fucked right now. So, you know, happy Valentine's Day, you guys. But it's crazy, the conversations I overheard some, you know, I didn't spend my whole day eavesdropping. I had such a mindful, restful, rejuvenating, recharging, right, experience yesterday, spiritually recharging, just able to focus and visualize on a lot of things that I'm trying to accomplish. Some great conversations, you know. I met this one lady and this guy. And we were talking about, I guess she has like this retreat, West Africa and stuff, man. She was just talking about the poverty out there, just the extreme human suffering in this world, man. And We talk about a lot about life and death, right? This weekend I went to a funeral. I talk about how even here, man, 15 minutes, that's already, what are we looking at? That's like 20 motherfuckers already died, right? We take this shit for granted. There's places in this world, you guys. These people need to be forgiven, for all you faithful, right? Where people are starving so bad that they dig themselves into the dirt. This lady's telling me about this. This is real fucking talk, man. People starving so much that they literally like bury themselves in the dirt to die. They starving so much. They just like a human fucking corpse, man. Walking Dead shit, just crawling around, and they just dig themselves into the fucking ground so they could die. Right? I remember one of my homies, Air Force veteran, his background, he grew up in Haiti. He's talking about them dirt cookies, right? Dirt fucking cookies, motherfuckers. Anybody know what a dirt cookie is? I'm sure you don't, right? But it's what they do in that extreme poverty to fucking cope with the hunger pains, man. They literally do patty cake out of fucking mud, dirt cookies. Here, feeding their kids fucking dirt cookies to quell the fucking hunger, the hunger pains, right? We all take this shit for granted. 10,000 fucking calories watching a football game, man. Good for you, man. I'm glad you guys were fucking entertained like a motherfucker. Pleasure fucking filled. Now what? Now it's Monday, motherfuckers. What you gonna do? Right? Fuck, you probably gotta wait the whole fucking week to recover just to get back to whatever your normal is, which is already probably fucking shit. Because you ain't got no standards. You ain't got no discipline. You can't fucking tell yourself no. Right? You can't switch it up. You gotta go with the ritual and the routines. Right? And a day like today, Valentine's, it's all external. Got to have these external relationships. Manage these relationships. I mean, I'm just listening to these fucking conversations, man. It's boring as fuck. Got y'all talking about dumb shit. Right? You guys need to go out there and live some more, man. Make your lives more interesting. Go travel. Go fucking do some new shit. So you have something to actually talk about. Boring ass fucking conversations, man. Instead of actually talking about the depths, man. Life. That's why you're probably coming on here, because we talk about real shit. We're talking about real fucking deep shit. Every single day, 7 days a week. We take no fucking days off. It's the all on me fucking morning drinking show. I got my coffee. I hope you're enjoying your day, right? But I truly do send all you guys love, because that's the one thing I've learned in this experience, right? Is the love I desire. Every time I've been in a relationship and it came up short, every time I look back from a place of learning and understanding and of growth, not of pain, not of suffering, not all the bad shit, but when I look back on the relationships and the things that I wish would have been different, the things I wish could have been handled differently, right? The way that someone would have acted different for me. At the end of the day, you know, the revelation I've had and the journey I'm on is for me to exemplify that for myself. And that's why this weekend, getting a massage on Saturday night, taking myself out to dinner, right? Going to the hot springs yesterday, just full of mindfulness and wellness, self-care, doing them cold plunges. And man, it's like amazing, right? I just put up that short little video, but I try and go pretty long in there, a minute plus if I can. It's good stuff, man. I love just that cold water, that uncomfortableness. See, that's the problem. A lot of you just want comfortability. You want life to be comfortable. And at the end of the day, from an emotional standpoint, you know how you know all that discomfort you have. Psychologically speaking, you're probably very discomfortable right now. You don't have a lot of comfort in your own mindset, your emotions. But you look for that comfort, that stimulation. That's why these athletes are fucking gazillionaires. And you sitting there broke, overweight, feeling fucking nasty, feeling like shit, feeling unloved, right? Feeling uncelebrated, feeling unappreciated, because all of your appreciation, all of your love, all of your energy, all of your excitement is projected outside of you. You don't know how to turn that shit back in to yourself and celebrate yourself, celebrate your wins, celebrate your life, celebrate your fucking achievements, right? Because somehow you don't think that your life is meaningful enough. And that's bullshit. The smallest fucking thing you could do for yourself today is go look in the motherfucking mirror, whether it's on the drive to work or brushing your fucking teeth in the morning before you head out, and say, you know what? How you doing? Hi, handsome. Hi, beautiful. Hi, sexy. I love you. That's it. Give yourself a fucking high five in the mirror. Right? Starts with that. I'm telling you, this shit is the real fucking talk. Who do you love? Starts with you, man. You want to improve your relationships in 2022? Start improving that relationship with a person that's hearing this right now. Not some other person you're thinking about. It was very interesting listening to people communicate, right? What do you talk about when you're there with your loved one, right? You could go out to dinner tonight. What do you guys talk about, right? You just talk about the stress, the day-to-day, the drama, right? You talk about other people, how their relationship is going, the gossip, right? Or you talk about life, you talking about dreams, you talking about ways that you guys can improve as a couple, right? You talking about, you know, what are you guys doing to work on yourselves? What are you doing to work on each other, like to improve your relationship? What are your goals for this year, right? We always get back to it. What are your fucking goals? You got any goals this year? Anybody got any fucking goals? Right? Or have we already forgot that? Already a month and a half into the new year, we've already completely abandoned goals because what? There's too much distraction. There's too much pleasure. There's too much of a pattern of complacency, right? You're stuck in the complacency. It's a lot easier, right? It's a lot easier to not get that workout in. It's a lot easier to eat that fucking comfort food, right? It's a lot easier to come home tired as fuck, and instead of hitting the gym, right, starting to fucking snack on some chips and guacamole, some salsa, some junk food, right? Or just get overwhelmed and just check the fuck out, thinking, man, working out's gonna take too much energy. I can't even fucking stand up. I'm so damn tired, right? We all in America, we need the holiday from the fucking football game. That's how fucked we are as a country, man. We need a fucking holiday after watching a football game. But it's a big game. It was the biggest game. It was the best game I've ever seen. I don't give a fuck. It's a football game, man. Right? Motherfuckers be making money. We're sitting there watching them, the spectacle, old school rappers, commercials. You kidding me? There are so many motherfucking people out there in this world that they'd do anything to have your fucking life. Your life is their fucking dream, man. There's so much fucking poverty and suffering, real fucking suffering in this world. Not that psychological bullshit that you have making a good paycheck, getting some time off, but you just living miserable, depressed, so fucking just focused on yourself and all your bullshit. You don't realize how much fucking real fucking suffering's out there in this world. There are people, they get born into extreme poverty, man. Extreme fucking poverty. They need to be forgiven, right? For all that extreme poverty, digging themselves in the fucking dirt, eating them dirt cookies. It's crazy, man. I just want to fucking come on here and inspire some of you guys to wake the fuck up, man. It's crazy to think about how externally focused we get, right? And last week I hammered it hard about relationships, toxic relationships, different attachment styles, right? Anxious, avoidant, secure, and how those play out, and how I've had to fucking rectify my own issues around that. And yet it still comes up every single day. So that's why, guess what? I'm always sticking to my program, because I may not hit on all of these fucking things every single day. But at least if I use this as a standard, that I'm hitting out most of them, as long as I'm doing 3 out of 5, right? My cup's going to stay half full as opposed to nearing empty. A lot of you are waking up for a brand new work week knowing you got a fucking shit ton of work to do. This week, you got a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibility, a lot of people counting on you. And right now, you're already feeling like shit. Like, where's your energy going to come from? Where are you going to get it from? Are you filling your cup? Anybody actually spending enough time journaling to really figure out what fills your cup? I know for me this weekend, it was a massage. It was time with myself, time in nature, right? Cold water plunges, hot fucking springs, all kinds of minerals. So good, you guys. So good, right? And I don't just sit there soaking. I'm doing a lot of just focus, visualization, dreaming, goals, checking in on myself, checking in with my body, just, being in those elements, right? I'm a Scorpio, man. I got that water sign, so I love the water. Water is very soothing to me, right? It really brings out the best. I feel very alive in water. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like, it's like you push off of a pool underwater and you just like feel like you're flying. It's a great feeling. Just to interact with that, just how your body feels, especially if you're asking a lot of your body, and I do. I ask a lot from my body at 43 years old, right? All these deadlifts, hitting the gym, all these hikes. So it's just self-care is super important to me, man. And I know that a lot of the shit I'm saying goes totally against the grain, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't like hearing this shit, right? You laugh at it because that's just how I am. I think some of y'all need to figure out what my sense of humor is and how serious some of you should take me, right? Most of this shit's just talking shit, right? Because I know that's what you need to hear. No one else is doing it, right? No one else talks shit to you right now. As an adult, you rarely tolerate someone talking shit to you, right? Without getting confrontational. But here we are, and I'm talking all that shit, stirring up all this shit and backing it, right? So it makes it hard for you motherfuckers to call me out, right? And that's what it takes, right? It's one thing when someone talks shit, right? If I was over here talking shit about health and wellness and shit, working out, it's like I'm fat and nasty. It kind of falls on deaf ears. If I was over here talking about fucking transformation, overcoming drinking, and I'm still fucking drinking, that shit don't work. And you can apply that to just about any topic, right? You got, people will take you serious when it actually comes from the heart, right? What's our heart, man? Our heart it's a major organ. It's a muscle. And I had this incredible experience just recently. It was really last fall, coming out of an expired relationship, one that I had a ton of care for this individual. And, I had to really let go. I had to let go of the attachment, right? That's what happens. And I think even as I find myself today, I could be very cautious about attaching myself to anything. We can attach ourselves to so many things. That's the fanaticism, right? When you are a fan of something, that means you have an emotional investment, an emotional attachment to that thing that you identify with, right? I could say that, with Team Rubicon, that's one thing that's the one team that I probably support more than anything else this day. And even then I'm able to disconnect from the attachment of it. As if it was to go away, it's okay. I've enjoyed every minute, every hour that I've spent, all the days and weeks, right? Responding to natural disaster, addressing people's human suffering, right? Tornadoes and hurricanes and fire mitigation. And being around like-minded people, that's another powerful thing, is that level of community is coming alongside other people that are volunteering their time, giving up their lives, their most precious resource of time to go and do what? I think that's a pretty big act of love, right? That's a humanitarian's heart, to go into disaster, to respond to someone's human suffering that you don't know, that you're not related to, These people can't pay you fucking back, and we ain't looking for payback. We just looking to give something that's that selfless sacrifice. And that's a big part of who I am. And that's why I keep coming with this fucking message. Because every day I'm hearing more and more. And I'm already aware of how much human suffering exists in this world. And here in the first world, we take so much shit for granted, man. The fact that we got freedom, the fact that you got choice, the fact that you can get food, even if you lose your job, man, they're going to give you money for food. They're going to give you money to live. I mean, all these motherfuckers nowadays, the great resignation, people don't want to work no more. It's crazy how we've gotten to this place. And I support a lot of that. I met a lot of travelers this weekend, especially yesterday at the hot springs. People just traveling around now. That's like the new thing, this van life, right? People just living like nomads in the first world, saying, you know what? I want to disconnect. And even just the fact that we live in a day and age where now remote fucking work is a reality. And people are getting to do things that they never thought were possible in terms of adventure and experiences, right? Because you can work anywhere you want, anywhere in the fucking world where there's a Wi-Fi connection. There are millions of jobs that will support that you bring what you bring, your fucking value, your skills, and you can be anywhere. And it's an amazing thing. That's a part of me. I spend a lot of time, man, with the overlanding community. I don't really talk about the overlanding, but that's a big part of my life. I got an overland build. My truck is basically a cabin on wheels, right? The longest trip I've done is 30 days, right? With a pup and my kids, in 2020, in the summer of 2020, 10 states, 6,500 miles, 6 national parks, and not one fucking complaint. Are we there yet? Right? We were just living wild and free, man. Wild and fucking free. No hotels, no Airbnbs. How many of y'all motherfuckers could do that? But you too soft, man. And you taking it all for fucking granted. All for granted. This thing called life. The possibilities for today. I talked yesterday about all the things during this 10-year fucking transformation that were impossible when I first started. Deadlifting 520 pounds, fucking possible. Deadlifting over fucking 600,000 pounds in a year, fucking possible, until I made it possible. Right? Becoming a partner in a fucking Airbnb business, running a fucking motel, right? All these fucking just things coming my way to help me get closer to my goals and dreams. This shit was all impossible without even having to apply for a fucking job, interview. It was all impossible until it started happening. But it starts right here with my beliefs, with my self-talk, with loving myself, right? And even what I've been noticing recently is as I have been truly loving myself, coming through the Christmas and the New Year's, the holidays. I've been talking about this, dating myself, going out and dating the outdoors, and truly starting to realize who I am. So that way, and the importance of this, let me tell you the importance of this. As someone that's been married for 21 years in the past, coming out of, the divorce fucking relationship game, I had one significant long-term relationship over a year. And, the pattern that I'm seeing in myself is that oftentimes, in order to keep someone there, or at least what I thought, right? Because it's so fucking psychologically convoluted. What I thought would keep someone there, right, was really me selling myself out, right? Me allowing for someone to disrespect me, right? Me allowing someone to take me for granted. But again, in the back of my mind, there's an attachment, and I'm saying, I don't want to lose this person, even if they're treating me like this. The thought of having this person in my life is better than my fear of not having that person. And now that I've had to face the reality of what it is to not have that person there, right? To do life on my own terms and to realize the type of love that I truly deserve, that I truly aspire to become, that's the important thing, right? This next level of partnership and life partnership and just what I see is like the ultimate just love story is right here with myself. And I think the more that I love myself, right, that's also putting energy and vibration into this world. And I believe in that law of attraction. So I have no fear of, am I going to attract someone else to me? It's like, I don't even have to think about that. I'm not consumed by that idea. Right. And I'm someone, you guys, that I've never done a dating profile. Right. I've never done Tinder. I've never done any of these fucking eHarmony, all this bullshit, Bumble. I don't know what the fuck all these are. Right. Facebook dating. I don't know what the fuck. I've never done that shit. I never will. Because for me, I truly believe that I believe in the universe, right? God. I believe in just this energetic, magnetic thing that you attract what you are. And if you really are uncomfortable when you look around the people closest to you, that means that you're one of those people. And that's a hard thing to fucking examine and realize in ourselves. We don't want to face that fact, right? And it's all based on pleasure, right? And most therapists will tell you, if you take away the sex out of your relationship, would you still have a relationship, right? If sex and the intimacy, the pleasure, if that was eliminated, is there still enough of a bond, a friendship, right, for the relationship to be just as intimate and just as romantic? Because that's the other thing, right, is intimacy is not just having sex, right? There's a lot of things that even me as a man, as someone that was married for 21 years, I realized I was taking a lot of shit for granted. I realized that I wasn't truly cultivating intimacy throughout the week, throughout every day, right? And yet then when I was getting frustrated, when I was feeling unloved or unappreciated, you know, it's like, fuck, it starts with me, right? Am I appreciating myself? Right? Am I taking care of myself? Am I truly understanding the needs of my partner? Am I willing to address those needs? Am I willing to fucking communicate on a deep level, right? To understand maybe I did something that's hurt somebody. Maybe I'm not valuing to somebody. Maybe I've been disrespectful. And maybe I need to ask for some forgiveness and change some of my behaviors that are hurting people, right? And so it's, you know, it's so important to really receive that type of a message of saying, man, like if the love that you are experiencing right now is all based on pleasure, then you're definitely, you take away that, and usually age alone starts to diminish the intensity of your intimacy, especially from a sexual standpoint, right? And then that can fuck us up, right? Because aging kicks in and we don't have as much of a sex drive, right? I think guys probably have a lot more of a sex drive than women as we start getting into our 40s and 50s and 60s, right? And so that creates a lot of insecurity. And that's why in our relationships, they have to evolve too. As we evolve, right? So do our relationships. So does the way we communicate and the way we prioritize our needs. And it's almost like every year we should be checking in. You know, a lot of the dating coaching that I've gone through, a lot of the relationship coaching I've gone through, you know, they talk a lot about doing these check-ins with each other, and they should happen frequently. And in order to do a check-in, you got to really create a safe place, a safe space for your partner to be able to express how they truly are feeling. You know, if you're not someone that's even in connection with your own feelings, what do you expect your partner to do, right? To express their feelings. Or when they do, you get all defensive because you feel attacked. You feel like you're not good enough, right? And you get insecure. And maybe that's thinking, oh, well, shit, I didn't realize that they're all critical about me. They're going to probably leave me or something. And it really just takes getting confident, getting grounded in yourself to say, you know what can you do to improve your relationship, right? Especially if you've been in one for a long time and the kind of the love has grown really cold, right? You guys are just sort of going through the motions, using days like today to rekindle pleasure, romance, but the pattern is broken. The pattern isn't there. It's almost ceremonial, like obligated, and it doesn't come natural and fluid. And that's an unfortunate thing, especially if you find yourself waking up to that. It's a scary thing to think, fuck, I'm in this relationship, I'm in this marriage, and I'm not happy anymore. And I just don't see a way to fix it, right? And so much of that is broken down in our relationship with ourselves. A lot of us give up too quick. I will admit that. I think a lot of people give up on relationships far too soon. But again, if it's a toxic relationship where there's just, violence and abuse, verbal abuse, gaslighting, emotional abuse, physical abuse, I mean, that shit's fucking next level, right? You definitely don't, to stick around that or to hope for that other person to change, it's got to be drastic, you guys. The drunk motherfucker, I mean, it's got to be fucking drastic fucking change, right? Cutting them bad habits, fucking quit. Cutting them bad habits, going in a whole different direction. But even then, it may take some fucking separation, right? It may take some time away so that you can really kind of get back to your nervous systems being back to like a normal, right? Self-regulation of your emotions. Because if this other person is just continuously bringing about stress to your life, right? And less peace and joy, happiness. What is our goal? What's your goal in a relationship, right? The relationship you want or the relationship you're in, what is the goal? Just to be loved? What does that even fucking mean to you? What does it mean to you to be loved? Does that mean to like passionate kisses, hand holding, cooking together, having sex, amazing sex, good sex? What does it even mean to be loved? And we all have it, right? 5 love languages. Do you even know your fucking love language on this Valentine's Day? Right? Do you know your partner's love language? Or is this like, what the fuck? I mean, most of us nowadays, I was hearing about love languages, you guys, gosh, man, a long time ago, probably when that book first came out. And I almost want to say that was like in the early 2000s. Love languages, right? And our love languages change. We got to remember that. I went from being words of affirmation being really big to more physical touch, right? Still need that words of affirmation. Quality time is big for me. I'm not so worried about gifts or acts of service, right? But I definitely want to know what my partner's love language is, so that way I can speak into that. That way I can address it. And then I want my partner to know mine too, so that they can address my love languages. They can speak to me in a way that I'm going to feel appreciated and cared for and loved. And that's a beautiful thing when you do have people harmonizing and really trying to do that. But it should come symbiotic. It should come with flow, right? I think about that river I was in yesterday, and just like, I want my emotions to just flow like that, to be a grounded man, right? To be that mountain, so that when shit gets tough, when things get difficult, when there's a disagreement, to provide that safe space to where there's not this negative reaction of thinking I'm being attacked or I'm going to be abandoned. And I think that's the most important part of my journey I find myself in right now, right? Is standing on my own, right? And knowing as I'm establishing this, right, this time for me to just truly get to know who I am. What are my needs? What are my wants? What are my boundaries? What are my values? What are the things that I'm looking for, right? And the things that I desire most, I need to try and exemplify that. I need to try and cultivate those type of characteristics within myself. And as I do that, guess what? My level of love and vibration is going to go up, and I'm going to see it. I've already seen it. Higher quality fucking people coming into my life by all different ways. And it ain't through a fucking app, right? Because even then it's like, it's all visual. Like, and there, you should have a physical attraction to your partner, right? But we all know that when the aging takes place, and it seems like the older we get, we hit that 4-0, that fourth floor, that fifth floor, that sixth floor. I think you start talking to people that are older, it accelerates, it goes faster. And it sucks because why? Because, you know, our bodies change. A lot of us, you know, I was overhearing conversations yesterday about health issues, you know, and it seems like, you know, women's health, right? There's a lot of illnesses and different diseases and things that are happening within a woman's body that probably throw a lot of you ladies off guard, right? From just being your healthy, youthful, vigorous selves, sexy, and just feeling beautiful, to when you start getting older, man, it seems like some things start popping off. And it's got to hurt. It's got to be hard to really face this stuff. It's got to be scary to think that, man, I got something wrong with me, and it's totally valid. Right? My heart goes out to you. If you're dealing with legitimate health issues just based on aging and your body and it changing, and that's got to be difficult. Maybe it even does diminish your feelings for yourself, for sure, right? But then even maybe your ability to engage in romance and intimacy and sexual partnerships and connections, right? And that's got to be frustrating. That's got to be hard and difficult. But I know a lot of fucking guys. You too, man. You eating like fucking shit. You got the man boobs. You got the fucking spare tire around your waist. Your testosterone isn't even fucking existent. Viagra is the only thing that gets you up. It's like, come on, man. You think them ladies like that? Come on now. And it all starts with what? Taking care of ourselves. You feel like shit, right? Is everybody going to fucking be 3% body fat, fucking built and all this bullshit? No, right? You don't got to be that. That shouldn't be your fucking aim. That shouldn't be your goal, right? Some of you are capable of that, and others of you, it is what it is. But it just depends on how far you want to take it, how serious you want to take your health and wellness, how disciplined you're going to get. To what extreme are you willing to go, right? In a healthy way, right? I'm not talking about bulimia or fucking like starving yourself, that type of shit. I'm talking about literally, what are you willing to do to change some things up, to start feeling better about yourself? And it starts with this, the daily 5, filling your cup, right? Mindfulness in the morning, becoming the fucking author of your story, taking control of your life by saying, you know what? This is my story, and I'm going to write it out the way I want. I'm going to give it new meaning. The shit that's hurt me in the past, the things that have happened to me, right? I want to give them meaning that empowers me, that allows me to move forward and to let go and to heal. So that way I can truly start to love myself again. And as I start to love myself, I can love those around me from a genuine place, not being compelled, right? Not saying that, who do you love? Like, today's the one day, you know, to get chocolates, to get flowers, to get roses, whatever the fuck it is, to go out on a date. This is the fucking 1 year. I'm sure there's some of you motherfuckers, this is the one fucking year that you take your fucking spouse out on a date because you're so caught up. You're so fucking busy. That's miserable. That's miserable. You got your priorities wrong. If you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship, man, you need the one thing I've learned. Well, I've learned a lot of things. I shouldn't say the one thing, but an important thing I've learned, you guys, and I'm making a vow. I've made a guarantee that I'll never take this for granted again is, you know, the person that finds me, that becomes my life partner at some point, right? My commitment, my guarantee is I'm going to date them for the rest of my life. Tony Robbins says it best. He says, if you treat the person you love if you treat the person you love at the end the way you did in the beginning, there won't be an end, right? The person you fall in love with, if you treat them the same at the end that you did in the beginning, right? There won't be an end. And this is not for men. This isn't just for men. This is for both sexes, right? We need to hold each other accountable. And you need to realize what you have changed up. What have you switched up now that you've been in that relationship? Now that you said your vows and your I do's and made your commitment, right? It's kind of like once you do that, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Now we just let the shit go. Fuck that. You don't want to get to that place. And we all somehow do. A lot of us fucking get to that place where we just start taking each other for granted, having all these false expectations and expecting the other person to be the one to cultivate the romance and the intimacy on a daily basis when it takes both people. And that's the difficult thing about managing a relationship. It's going to take a lot of fucking time. Blood, sweat, and tears is what I say. To cultivate a healthy, secure relationship, it's going to take blood, sweat, and tears. It's going to take a lot of shit, man. It's going to take work. And it's the same fucking work I've been talking about here, doing for yourself. Because you got to do what? It takes communication. You got to manage it. If you haven't been managing your fucking self, your own life, your own physical fitness, your own mindfulness, right? You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to feel like shit. Same thing in your relationship. If you haven't been managing your relationship, right? You're not still like affectionate towards your loved one, sending them nice messages, telling them that they're beautiful, telling them that they're handsome, right? Telling them that you're thinking about them just at any given time, right? If you're not doing that every fucking day, then you're missing something big. You're slipping. And what sucks in this world that when you start slipping, other motherfuckers start creeping. That's real talk. And when other motherfuckers start creeping, guess what? You don't have to physically cheat on your partner, but there's a lot of emotional cheating going on. Because again, we're looking to be validated. And I cringe, man. I cringe when I see people in relationships, marriages, right? Constantly putting themselves out there in like sexual ways, like to get attention. It's really fucking weird, man, what that mindset is, to have all these people validating. It's not like they're fucking a model, or it's not like they're fucking doing this shit professionally. It's just total for attention. It's just completely for attention. I can't even imagine how that person's partner feels, having their fucking spouse, their lover, just totally fucking admonished with all these fucking, just all this bullshit, man. Attracting all that fucking energy, and it's not healthy energy, man. That's fucking really bad energy. Having all these people admonish you, right? I don't get that. That's a lot of insecurity going on there, right? And it's like, I don't understand why people even stay in those relationships. For what? Because it provides security. It's stable, but your needs aren't being met. So then you got to put yourself out there fucking to the social media marketplace to get every other motherfucker to sign on there, tell you how beautiful you are, tell you how sexy you are, tell you how hot you are, tell you all the fucking pornographic, nasty shit they want to do to you. What's your spouse doing? What's your fucking husband or wife doing? This fucking crazy shit, man. I'm not down with that. But you guys keep doing you, right? This love thing is this love fest. That's what we're caught up in fucking 2022. To me, I put it out there from the beginning, motherfuckers. What's sexy in 2022 is whole and complete. Someone that's working on their trauma, someone that's working on themselves, someone that knows their attachment styles and is working to address them to get to that secure fucking attachment, right? Where you got mutual respect, where you got honesty and trust, commitment, loyalty, faithfulness, right? Allowing for safe space, even some independence, right? For you to maintain your fucking person, right? Be able to meet new people, try new things without judgment or fucking fear of abandonment or being shamed, as if somehow the only fucking way that you can do life with a partner is if you do everything with them and you're not allowed to do anything without them. Can't tell you how many conversations I heard about that yesterday. A lot of ladies complaining they don't have the fucking freedom to go and do some things, right? Listen, this one girl, she's complaining, right? And I can relate to this to a certain degree. I've probably been there. That's why I pick up on this shit, because I can always say I can point back to myself and say, why is this hitting me? It's because I probably felt that way. So I share it with you guys. The boyfriend, basically, he's good to go on the guys trip for like a week to Colorado, but he's giving her all kinds of heck because she went to the hot springs with some friends for one day. But he can go do all this other shit. And that's where it gets fucked up. That's insecurity. That's control, right? That's manipulation, right? And that shit has to get checked. And where does it get checked? It should get checked at the beginning, right? But it should get checked even before that, when you have a relationship with yourself and you can create boundaries, motherfuckers. Boundaries. I told you about how somebody fucking violated my boundaries. I said, hey, man, I can't talk to you no more. I don't like to talk to drunk people in the middle of the night. Dude kept crossing my fucking boundary, disrespecting me. I didn't take that well. That's why that shit got publicized over here. But even in a relationship, you need to know your fucking boundaries, right? And a lot of times, unfortunately, when you're dealing with another human being, you have to really spell this shit out. You got to talk through a lot of this stuff, man. They call it love maps. You got to do all these little love maps, create all these scenarios and really flesh this shit out. I mean, love in 2022, getting in a relationship in 2022 shouldn't just be fucking dinner and sex, right? Dinner and sex. It shouldn't just be that. That shouldn't be dating in fucking 2022. It should be more of like an interview process, right? Getting to fucking truly understand and know somebody, where are they coming from? Finding alignment, not just pleasure seeking. I guess if you're in just the pleasure seeking, you don't care. You're non-committal. You don't want commitment. You'd rather have promiscuity. You'd rather just have sex with a lot of different people because that makes you feel good, right? Or you're cheating on somebody and that makes you feel fucking really shitty, but feels really good. There's a really fucking major rush. I can only imagine what that rush would be like to be there. And in one instant, I did feel that. And it was very taboo, but it felt like shit on the other side of that. And that's why I said, nope, not doing this ever again. Cut that shit off, doing it the right way, redeeming myself, confessing that shit, not getting caught, confessing it, knowing that's the right thing to do. Most of you are cowards. You will fucking bury that shit to the fucking grave. And who the fuck knows if we got to answer for this shit? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But there's a lot of inconsistency in our stories. We bullshit ourselves. We bullshit other motherfuckers. But I hope you guys will take a little bit of time today to love yourself, even if it's just looking in the mirror. And you may not feel that, right? But you got to just start saying it, you guys. The more you say this shit, right? You start to reconnect some of the fucking neurotransmitters, the shit that makes our thoughts move, by saying it. Because if you're not telling yourself, I love you, looking yourself in the mirror, I love you, or even just that first thought I have in the morning, that's probably usually one of the first fucking thoughts I have first thing in the morning. Check them other fucking thoughts and I say, I love you, Greg. Good morning. Every day. And does that mean that I feel loving towards myself all the time? No, but I continue to tell myself it, just like if I was in a relationship, right? And I want to tell somebody, express to them, hey, I love you. I'm still here for you. I care about you. Whatever that is that you say, right? You just got to start building a little bit of that dialogue with yourself, right? And as you start to build that with yourself, trust me, other people are going to start to feel that energy coming off of you because you're starting to improve your relationship with yourself. And as you start to improve your relationship with yourself, you could be the person that helps someone else to improve the relationship with themselves. And then that can improve the relationship that you have amongst each other. And that would be my goal on this day, you guys. I hope you get out there. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day filled with love for self, and go out there and love them others, making a difference, right? Making a difference today is sharing some kindness, sharing some love, some kindness, right? Just encouraging people, some compliments. You ever said a compliment that wasn't attached to like, hey, I like you, let's hook up? I mean, just a genuine compliment, right? It goes a long ways. We live in this fucking shallow ass world, and I'm trying to break free from that because I like the depths. I like to have deep conversation, meaningful conversations, not just gossipy shit. Fucking cooler talk. Still talking about the fucking big game, motherfuckers. The big fucking game. Watching other motherfuckers work. Guess what? You need to start fucking watching yourself work. Putting yourself on the clock. Making a difference for your fucking life. Making a difference in the lives of those around you, right? That's the fucking big game. Doing life. Waking up today with a fucking intention to make a fucking difference in this world. And it starts by making a difference with who you are, the choices you have. What are you going to do, right? In 22, what are you going to do? What is your goal? Reassert those things. Write them fucking down. Make sure you mean it. Start working and coming up with a plan to get you to the happiness that is sustaining. Love that is sustaining. Not that shit that just comes and goes with every makeup and breakup. Life is more important than just fucking pleasure, you guys. It's true love, true self-care. That's the fucking goal. And a lot of you need to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation like me in that cold water. That is not a pleasurable thing. That's a very uncomfortable thing. But I find this place of peace and focus that I can push past the uncomfortableness of it, right? In order to fucking ground myself. To be able to do more for others, man. You guys have a great day. Happy Valentine's. I love you. Keep coming back for more results. Kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.